This is the CitizenLink Report.
If you find our insights helpful, would you support our video efforts? Your gift of $25 or more goes a long ways. Covers the crew, lights, cameras, all that. Just click on Donate. Thanks from all of us. The Boy Scouts are at a critical decision point. Will they stand by their values or give in to activists who want them to change? This is the CitizenLink Report. I'm Stuart Shepard along with John Stemberger, who heads up the Florida Family Policy Council, and he's also instrumental in a coalition of people who are working to affirm the time-honored values of the Scouts. Hi, John.
Hey, Stuart. How are you? Thanks for having us on the show.
I'm good. I should also mention that you are actively involved with Scouts and an Eagle Scout yourself.
Yes, I am. I have 2 boys in Scouting. I'm a donor to Scouting, vigilant, a member of the Order of the Arrow, and been involved. It's a fiber of really who I am.
There's an important vote coming up in May, and for folks who are not in the Scouting world, it's a little hard for us to figure out what's about to happen. Can you help us understand what they're voting on and who's voting and how they're doing that?
Well, actually, sometime in the next several days, they're going to come up with a resolution. And we don't know what the resolution is going to be. The resolution actually may be good, which we're encouraging a yes vote. The resolution more than likely is not going to be good. And so the issue is that they're now proposing to allow open homosexuality within the Boy Scout movement. There currently are people, and always have been people, with same-sex attraction in Scouting, but they've been appropriate, discreet, private, and they haven't acted out in front of kids. But that's not good enough for gay activists. They just don't want to have full participation and full membership. They want to be able to promote sex and politics, you know, the gay agenda and all of that in Scouting, which we just think is utterly inappropriate for a program that lets kids in as young as 6 and 7 years old in Tiger Cubs. And so that vote is going to take place in May 23rd in Texas with a national convention. 1,400 delegates are going to be voting. And onmyhonor.net is the place where we've put in a coalition of people in Scouting who are just saying, we do not want this change. This is going to destroy the program.
Let's talk about that coalition. You are actively working to influence the outcome of this, to stand by the time-honored values.
Yeah, there's tens of thousands of parents and Scoutmasters, alumni of Scouting, Eagle Scouts, donors to Scouting that realize this is really a very dangerous proposal. I mean, it's just, it will do exactly what happened with the Girl Scouts, where they now allow Planned Parenthood, they promote reproductive rights, and just kind of a liberal social agenda within Girl Scouts. And it's really destroyed the program. There's an article just the other day saying that financially they're so low, they may have to consider just completely closing the program down. And Scouting would lose enormous credibility. I mean, if I as a parent have to think, is this a gay troop or is it not a gay troop to put my sons in, that's going to ruin the moral consistency of the program. And really what infuriates me is they ought to be doing what's in the best interest of the boys, Stuart, not what's in the best interest of some gay priest from an Episcopal church in the Northeast who say they can't be a part of Scouting now because, you know, we have openly gay priests, but we can't have openly gay Scoutmasters. So they're arguing that Scouting should change because of that.
Let me ask you a question as if I were on the other side of this issue. John, the Boy Scouts need to recognize that the culture has changed and people have a different attitude. We're smarter now as a society, and we have an understanding of relationships that just wasn't around when you were a Boy Scout back in the day. Isn't it time for the Scouts to catch up to the rest of the country? If someone asked you that, how would you respond?
Sure. I mean, that's exactly the argument that the National is making. And I would say this, some things should not change because some things weren't meant to change. Boys should always be shielded from the influence of these types of things that are inappropriate. These are matters for parents. Look, what are we saying to the young people in Scouting when we're trying to teach them to be brave, but yet we as adults don't have the courage to stand up to the cultural bullies in Hollywood and in the gay activist movement and say, no. Scouting is morally straight. Scouting is all the principles of Scouting go against the promotion of open homosexuality. No one's saying that people with same-sex attraction can't participate. We're just saying they have to be appropriate. This is all about behavior. It's all about the open promotion of sex and politics in Scouting, which we just think will destroy the program and its moral fibers. It's just inconsistent with everything that Scouting is.
I want to give you a moment to offer your words of encouragement to people who may have sons or grandsons or maybe nephews who are in the Scouts. What's your encouragement to them at this point in time?
Well, my encouragement is we've seen literally tens of thousands of people come to our website, go to our Facebook page, onmyhonor.net, And we have a place there where you can actually send an email to most of the people that are going to be voting on this issue. We're trying to show the National Scouting leaders that this program will literally implode with the human capital when you consider that the LDS Church, the Catholic Church, the Methodists, and the Baptists make up 75% of all scouting charter units. And they run the risk of literally imploding the program, losing enormous amounts of money, just the credibility drop. It would just be an enormous mistake. So this is not inevitable. I mean, the change to scouting to have open homosexuality is not inevitable. We can preserve scouting as a time-tested institution, a cultural icon of America. If scouting dies, part of America dies. And we're seeing people rise up all over the country and saying no. And if we do this, I think we can win this battle. This is a winnable battle. This is not something that has to happen. We just need enough people to go to our website at onmyhonor.net, communicate their feelings to the Scout executives, to the Scout commissioners, and the Scout presidents and councils all over this country.
It is encouraging to hear that a lot of people are speaking out and trying to influence the outcome on this. Appreciate the work you're doing there, John.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thanks for finding some time for us today. And we appreciate hearing from each of you who share with us each week on these videos. You may always write to us at mail@citizenlink.com. Let us know what you think about this whole thing. Do you think the Boy Scouts should change, or should they stay the course and with the idea of being honorable and morally straight? We encourage you to pray for the Boy Scouts who are making the decisions, both the leaders and the members of the troops. As they're all talking about this all over the country, pray for clarity and wisdom in those conversations that they're having in literally all 50 states and around the world. And remember, stand tall and be heard.